I just freeze. So in everything, I get really stuck in just freezing, and I like shut down. I shut down to the kids. Like, yeah, I kind of wear these two masks. Like I can play with them, but internally I'm like, I don't know, kind of like disassociating, I guess. And then the same goes with like my husband, it'd be the same. And then the same goes with business. Like I won't show up at all. I do the littlest amount of stuff. So I am mum and I just be there, but I'm not mum that I know. Like I'm not Mel, I'm not normal. I say I'm a horrible person. Like I feel like a horrible person. I feel like the worst mum. I feel like the worst partner. If, you know, something wasn't going right or I wasn't handling the situation, you know, if he was overstimulated and having like a tantrum and I joined him in that chaos, I was like, oh, I feel like I'm the worst mum ever. Now he started saying that. I think that's where I'm like, oh, I've worked through this. And then it will be like either him or Chris, and something will pop up and it's said at me like multiple times. And I'm like, oh my God. So it's like, okay, I've still got, like, what can I do? What can I do? Be on Instagram and I'll see something of someone else's and I start comparing, and I go into this hole of like comparing myself to others. Like, I don't know why the lack comes in, because there is absolutely no lack in my life. I want to help people, but then there's this lack that's coming in and that's stopping me as well from helping others. Most of the time I'm just like, I just don't want to do this anymore. Like I don't want it to be like this. Because I'm sick of being stuck, or I'm sick of being like feeling like worthless or thinking I'm not capable. When you're in that low like emotional state, you've got kids that want and need affection and they have need. I am really low, like I want to be alone, but you can't be. And I'm like, okay, well, I can't be alone, so I need to do something else. Knowing when I am feeling good and coming back to me, and I know how good I can feel, like, and I know how good it can be. I can inspire others, and I can, you know, I do have something as well to help other women. But then by not doing this work, by not showing up as my best self, as the best version of me that I know that can impact other people, can have like a positive impact and change on others, I'm not doing my best if I don't try, if I don't do the work. So, you know, the greater good, it's like the community. If everyone decided they weren't going to do the work, we'd probably live in a pretty shitty place. And I'm raising two children in the world, and I'm like, if I don't do something to make, like, to at least show them how good things can be, then I don't feel like I'm doing enough. So it's, you know, it's a little bit selfish, but then it's a lot selfless. Like it's a lot it's for my kids, it's for my family, it's for anyone and everyone around, and paving the way. And if I do it, someone else might do it, and that ripple effect. So it comes back to like the bigger picture. And I don't know, knowing that I'm someone that doesn't do things by halves and I don't give up, and I'm just like, all right, I'm ready. Let's do it. It's like this like circle. Like if I'm not doing my business and feeling good in that, it impacts me how I'm feeling at home, and then that impacts my family, and then I'm feeling low and, you know, in not a good state around my family, so I don't want to be showing up in my business, and I'm stuck. Yeah, I mean, on the days like where I compare myself to others, and I think then I go into, again, it's like a snowball. I'm like, oh, I have nothing to offer people. I have nothing worth saying. I have nothing worth doing. Like, and then it's when you get into that, it's like, well, yeah, that's where like I'm worthless. Like, and this is the stuff that you're telling yourself. So then how do you pick yourself up from that? So, and then again, it comes into, oh, I'm not a good enough mum, when the kids are having a hard time.
Stuff. How would you like it to look?
By knowing that I do have things that are worth, like I am worth, I've got things to say, and it might not be for everyone, but it's going to be for someone. And just speaking what I believe to be true and what I think, what I feel, like there's value in that. When I'm not like that, I literally am stuck. Like even talking like that, I probably would have just gone, oh, I don't know. I've got no value. Like I don't know what to say, or what I've got to say is stupid. And then it gets, so I'm so stuck in just even being able to speak that, again, coming back to mothering, I can't even try and educate or help my boys when, like, they already show up and say things like I'm an idiot, like when they make a mistake. And when I'm stuck in undervaluing myself, I don't have the words to help them in that moment. And yeah, I mean, like you never want to hear anyone calling themselves, but especially when it's your own child and it's just a little mistake. Like, yeah, just I want to be able to just have the words, or just, yeah. Mm. I will say that I'm pretty proud of her. I can't even believe that was not even long ago. I feel like I'm looking back on someone like that was 2 years ago, Steph. There was a little bit of like sadness there. Like I've obviously felt that way or thought that way for a really long time. Again, not carrying that heaviness or sadness, because it's like I did feel pride. Like, oh, I'm so glad that she did this. And like that's not how I feel, or that's not how I'm thinking. How good that I can now show up and not be like that. Like he just kept going on, and I just kept doing what I was doing, washing the dishes or something. And then, a few moments later, he came up and he was like, I'm sorry for what I said. And I was like, no worries, mate. I know that you didn't mean it. Like, and that's just how it can be. Like, it's like I've said in some, like our past sessions, like he's having a hard time, but I don't need to feed into that. Even if I was to go like raise my voice, I don't need to then be like, I'm the worst mum, and like like if this is our family life, like this is horrible, and spiral. I'll probably practice more of speaking kindly to myself out loud. Like I think I actually have, without even realizing. Like normally if I make a mistake, like it is just, oh, you're an idiot, mum. Like, and it isn't a like playful, I'm an idiot. But I think the other day I was just like, oh, whoopsie, I made a mistake. The more that just continues, but also letting them know my stories now and not, yeah. I just, my eldest, I know I don't want him speaking that way about himself. I can already see like how much he is very much like me. Like he's really emotional, he's really sensitive, he worries, and I'm like, okay, like, yeah, as much as it was for me, and I did this for me and I did this for Chris, like I probably more so did it for him. Like he's the biggest driving factor, because they're a mirror. Yeah. Oh my gosh, Steph, how did we? Whoa. Like, yeah, just feeling like, as much as I'll say this, but I'm not going to hold on to, like, I've felt like I fucked up. I've, yeah, and I've been like, oh my God, like he's almost 8. And like, but whoa, like, everyone talks about the what if, and it's always the bad thing. But like, what if we didn't move into the van? What if I didn't start to see all of this? Like, what if, yeah, and we didn't get this opportunity to actually just nail it now? Like, so now I'm not going to say, yeah, okay,
up until this point, you know, things were as they were, but now we can fix it. Like, we can correct it all. Like, I'm this person and we're in an environment that, like, yeah, we can do it. And this isn't going to be his story. Like, it's going to be so good. Oh, this is so good. Oh, yeah. It's it's huge. Like, yeah. I'm not going to beat myself up for the past, but I'm like so happy that, like, this is it. You know, this is the future. And like I said, it's he yeah, it's for him and his, you know, we're going to help him. Like, he's not going to be carrying this shit. Like, I'm 34. How long have I been carrying that stuff for? He's 8. So, yeah, he's not going to have this stuff. He's not going to have any of the. He's not going to feel shitty about himself. He's not going to squash himself. He's not going to make himself small. Like, yeah. I'm going to make sure of it. Like, there is no way. And then, yeah, like I've said before, it's like my boys, like, it's for them. But then I know that they're going to walk around and they're going to have friends that they're going to have an impact on, and or people around them, or, you know, people around our family, and then we can help other families. Like, yeah, anyone that's like, it's too expensive, or I don't know, like, like, if they can't see the value, like, oh, if only you could fast forward and see it. Like, you are showing up as the absolute best, like, letting go of any of that rubbish, and then you get to help, like, your family, but without having to go, so where did all your stuff come from? Look, if I'm going to be really honest with you, Steph, yeah, like, well, I didn't actually think it was possible to get where I am at all. Like, regardless if I went through the stuff or I didn't, I don't know. Being really honest, then I was probably just like, well, what have I got to lose? Right? I was hoping, I was hopeful, but it's not until you get there and you're just like, whoa. So it's hard to communicate to people, like, I know you are here and you want to be here, and this actually works. Like, it will get you there. But I had been like, I was like, what do I need? Like, where's the next, like, healing? Where does that happen? So, yeah, I thought I either had to go through it. I thought I had to become a monk, or I don't know, do something like, I was looking into different religions. I was looking into all sorts of stuff. But no, I'm so glad I found you. I didn't have to do all that stuff. This is actually quite easy compared to the things that I thought I had to do. I honestly thought I was probably the only person that felt that way. So there probably was shame, and I probably didn't share those parts of me very often. Like, I was always just Mel's bubbly and bright and positive. But yeah, I was very, like, nasty to myself. Like, as I said, I'm not a mean girl, but I'm a mean girl to myself. I was a mean girl to myself. Thought I would have to do this all by myself. I thought I was all alone. I didn't see that anyone else was like this. So if by just showing those parts of me, and that actually makes someone go, oh, other people feel like this, like, that will make, at least then they are knowing that it's not just them. but then knowing that there's something they can do to not feel like that, like, oh, boom.
Yes.
Not that I really thought the price wasn't a thing for me. The only thing was I was like, oh, if I spend this and I still feel the same. That was the only thing. But once you know how you feel, like the difference, it's like, oh, like that's worth every single dollar that I have, right? It's like it's the best thing I've ever done for myself.